People principle number 5. The elevator principle. The elevator principle says we can lift people up or take people down in our relationships. In other words, people can be the wind beneath our wings or the anchor on our boat. The question I must ask myself, would others say that I lift them up or take them down? What kind of person are you? For years, psychologists have attempted to divide people into various categories. Sometimes an observant poet can do a better job, and Ella Wheeler Wilcox did so in the poem entitled, Which Are You? Here's what she said. There are 2 kinds of people on earth today, just 2 kinds of people, no more I say. Not the sinner and the saint, for it's well understood that the good are half bad and the bad are half good. Not the rich and the poor, for to rate a man's wealth, you must first know the state of his conscience and health. Not the humble and proud, for in life's little span, who puts on vain airs is not counted a man. Not the happy and sad, for the swift flying years bring each man his laughter and each man his tears. No, the 2 kinds of people on earth I mean are the people who lift and the people who lean. Wherever you go, you will find the earth's masses are always divided in just 2 classes. And oddly enough, you will find too, I ween, that only 1 lifter to 20 who lean. In which class are you? Are you easing the load of overtaxed lifters who toil down the road? Or are you a leaner who lets others share your portion of labor and worry and care? It's a great poem. And I have discovered, as a fact, that you can divide almost everybody into those 2 classes. There are people who lift, and there are people who lean. So let me get real specific with you. There are 2 types of lifters. Number 1, some people add something to your life, and for those people, we enjoy them. Think about it for a moment. You have people in your life, do you not? They just add to you. They just contribute. And it's great joy to be with them. I have a wonderful CEO friend of a Fortune 500 company who I've developed a pretty strong relationship in the last few years. And when we were developing that relationship, one day he looked at me, in all honesty, he said, John, he said, what do you want? I said, I don't want anything. I said, you have to just understand, I don't need anything. I'm already taken care of. And he looked at me and big tears came in his eyes. He says, I don't have any friends who don't want something. Well, I said, now you do. In fact, I said, you can call me your easy friend. And whenever the CEO friend of mine introduces me to anybody, he always says, this is John, my easy friend. We need some of those in our life, do we not? They just add to us. But there's another kind of lifter also. There are some people who add something to life, but there are some people who multiply something in life. To those people, we value them. Anyone who wants to can become an adder. It takes only a desire to lift people up and intentionality to follow through. But to go to another level in relationships, to become a multiplier, one must be intentional, strategic, and skilled. The greater the talent and resources a person possesses, the greater his or her potential to become a multiplier. 2 kinds of lifters, those who add, those who multiply. But there are also 2 types of leaners. Some people subtract something from life. We tolerate them. Julius Caesar, playwright William Shakespeare's Cassius asserts, a friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are. That's what subtractors do. They do not bear our burdens, and they make heavier the ones we already have. The sad thing about subtractors is that what they do is usually unintentional. If you don't know how to add to others, then you probably subtract by default. That is a major statement. I believe that the subtracting leaner doesn't realize they're subtracting. And I see it happen all the time. Now, if I know them well enough, most of the time I don't. But if I know them well enough, I will pull them aside, and I try to help them here. I think most people get up every day and look for someone to make their day. Look for someone to help them. I believe most people every day chip away at relationships and subtract some. I think it's usually unintentional. But there's another kind of leaner. There are those who subtract, but some people, number two, divide something in life, and we avoid them. Dividers are so damaging because, unlike subtractors, their negative actions are usually intentional. They are hurtful people who make themselves look or feel better by trying to make someone else do worse than they do. And as a result, they damage relationships and create havoc in people's lives. It's like the insecure company president who brought his personnel director in and said, search in this organization for an alert, aggressive young man who could step into my shoes, and when you find him, fire him.